Before I want to get anything started, Vegeta has came a long way. Base form, he has different transformations. His latest being the newest transformation that happens in the manga. I don't even know if they're going to talk about this in the anime because they haven't yet. But hey, I'm going to show the manga stuff too because why not? Even if the anime goes a different route sometime in the future, but that's a different time other than me making this video. He has this divine god of destruction form, one of his many god form states, techniques, just like Goku has his version of Ultra Instinct. You know what I mean? I'm going to talk about later on. Let's get it. The Saiyan race has crazy high potential. I mean, the major characters of Dragon Ball Z are Saiyans, so the humanoid alien species has crazy high potential when it comes to strength and power. But let's talk about the prince of all Saiyans, though. Vegeta has went through crazy power evolution and in progress over the years, even having different transformations to multiply his base power output. So it's literally whatever this Vegeta can do, this Vegeta over here can do a lot better. He's a Saiyan prince that believes in hard work and dedication to get stronger, lifting weights, gravity training, stuff like that. Even getting training from the gods and angels like Whis and stuff later on in his career in Dragon Ball Super, which I'm going to get to later on in this same video. In Dragon Ball Z, characters are known to be able to use their inner energy, called Ki in this universe, to shoot energy projection, enhance their punches, and lifting weights and stuff kind of helps all of that output even more. But how strong are we talking? Before I even get going, there's technically two different versions of Vegeta I'm gonna go over in this video. Manga and anime characters of this universe seem to have a lot of differences, especially when it gets around to the Tournament of Power arc. For reasons such as this, a lot of people have separated the anime and manga versions, and rightfully so. Heck, the anime version hasn't even got some of the new forms that we've seen recently for Vegeta when it comes to stuff of that sort. I mean, the anime will probably get around to it eventually, but no telling how they're going to do the arc differently and stuff. So yeah, that's why I say just two different versions at this point. But how strong is Vegeta? Let's get it. First of all, we know he can train, and 150 times normal gravity is easy at this point, especially during him being a Super Saiyan later on in his career, and then with his son. But I think we all can agree what Dragon Ball Z characters shine at is their blast power for the most part. That doesn't mean their punching power can't be crazy too. It's just their energy output is what makes them so destructive. For example, Vegeta during the early days of his career, just by powering up, can make the planet tremble, make thunderstorm, a hurricane, and all kind of madness like this. If you know anything about Dragon Ball, destroying planets ain't nothing for characters. Heck, in this guidebook translated during the Frieza Saga stuff, they talk about if somebody has a power level of 1 million and a 10,000 power level is enough to destroy Earth or a planet, what can a power level of 1 million do when it comes to raw power in Dragon Ball? There's little feats like this that nobody pays attention to, able to create an artificial moon out of raw energy to help himself transform to a grade 8 when he had the tail, one of his many transformations, the Uzaru, the fact that it was this big and visible from that far away, the explosions collateral of them just blasting are bigger than nearby islands and stuff, more evidence of it. During his battle with Recoome, his blast explosions was that freaking big. This occasion wasn't even necessarily a named attack, but he was going to try to take out the whole planet with him. You see the black hair, you see the gold, yellowish hair. They could destroy planets before even getting transformations. Straight up stated that he can destroy the planet with his Gallic gun attack. This is where the epic beam struggle was taken. Guidebooks that's translated even say it, yep, it can destroy the planet. I don't think you realize how normalized planet-shattering stuff is in Dragon Ball. It's so normal that y'all remember the days when Frieza was Overlord and Vegeta was way weaker, and so was the other Saiyans because the other Saiyans at the time was weaker than Vegeta? Other beings that are even weaker than the Saiyans, like this race, for example, they had to experience the Saiyans in the past before the Frieza Saga and stuff. Even then, they still had blast power. See this moon? They had the blast power to destroy it even back then. So it lets you know that, yeah, even beings that are considered quote-unquote weak could do this type of thing. But this wasn't a manga only, though, for now. And planet busting is a theme, like even in the Buu Saga later on, he shot a planet shattering attack. Vegeta actually had to intercept it because he was trying to blow up the planet. This is them in their Super Saiyan states and way in the future. The best way to get an understanding of base Vegeta's power without even getting into the Super Saiyan stuff is to talk about Frieza. As we know, Frieza is one of the main characters of the saga, and he has different forms, like this being one of his most over-the-top forms, Golden, and every form below that is actually way weaker than that one. So the best way to get an understanding of Vegeta is the forms that Vegeta has fought even in the past. Vegeta was able to match this form of Frieza when he blitzed at Vegeta. Even though Vegeta was struggling, he was strong enough to kind of hold him off for a second or two. Throughout the community, there's actually people that have calculated the time Frieza destroyed planet Vegeta, aka Vegeta's home world with all the Saiyans and stuff that had a higher gravity than Earth. And thanks to calculations over the years, people have calculated that Frieza in his form, destroying a planet like this into nothing, took dwarf star levels of destructive power to accomplish such a feat. So therefore, Vegeta has surpassed this form. So Vegeta should be able to blast with that level of power as well, because we know not only did he surpass this form, but he actually was stronger than this form, in that particular saga. I just showed you the guidebook on how the power levels and how they said power level of 10,000 can destroy the planet. What would the power level of 1,000,000 do? This form is at least double that, and then the multiplication just gets crazy with each form. So already he can technically blast with dwarf star levels of raw power in this saga, and that's not even counting that he's above these other forms. When Frieza was in his final form, he's the only one that can react to these death beams when it comes to raw speed, so it lets you know that he was way stronger in his first form and was able to handle that blitz. If he can produce star levels of power back in the earlier days, what do you think he can do in the Super Saiyan or Super Vegeta crazy state? In this occasion, he uses a crazy blast as a Super Saiyan against Cell. Of course, he can threaten Earth in Super Saiyan states if he can do it in his past state. They even stated the planet can't handle that level of energy production, and based on the history, that definitely adds up with the lore of this universe, battling beings like Cell, not to mention he's actually surpassed beings like Cell at this point in time, creating like a continental level sized blast that actually damaged Cell badly at this point, but he wasn't past Cell at this particular occasion. But in the future of this universe, he does surpass this being known as Cell. During the Buu saga, Vegeta eventually completely mastered Super Saiyan 1 and even achieved Super Saiyan 2. One could say Vegeta actually passed Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, who beam struggled with beings like Super Perfect Cell, who had enough blast power to destroy the entire solar system, and Vegeta has surpassed. Proof that he was stronger than Cell is during the Buu saga. They even stated, "You're even stronger than Gohan was at his maximum, aka against Cell." After Goku goes Super Saiyan 2, then Vegeta says, "I can match your energy," saying this is going to take longer than I thought. So yeah, they even prove it. Vegeta can match him in a slugfest at these levels of energy. Gohan was able to actually blast away Cell, being that could produce solar system shattering raw power. That means he can blast with way more force than the force needed to shatter a solar system in his Super Saiyan 2 state. I mean, when you think about filler content that's not canon and the filler people even know how strong these characters are, if weaker Saiyans like King Vegeta, who Vegeta passed way long ago, imply they can destroy like 3 planets like no big deal in filler content, and then you got moments like this of Vegeta displaying his blast power of destroying a planet, it makes sense for the Saiyans in the Super Saiyan 2 levels to be able to destroy a solar system, right? So if Vegeta didn't care about collateral damage, he could just fire off an energy blast that would just swallow up the solar system with the big radius of effect blast, destructive capacity. Scary to think about beings having this kind of power at their disposal. I mean, we've already seen how big and ridiculously large their blast can get at weaker state. And his blast power is way more crazy than this now. Think of it like this. Super Saiyans are way more than star level, and he's way above a Super Saiyan. She's way above a Super Saiyan. He's way above a Super Saiyan. And all of these beings are technically in one body after Cell absorbed both of them. This lets you know how much a saga difference can make when it comes to shows like this. 7 years time skip, he's way above these beings, all of them in the same body. All these beings being more than Starbusters, 3 Starbusters in one. No wonder it's stated he can destroy a solar system. It makes sense. But it doesn't stop there. Vegeta eventually gets another form where both Goku and Vegeta get divine ki and become Super Saiyan gods. And whatever Goku can do, Vegeta can do when it comes to the god form. Goku and Beerus clashing was threatening the universe. Beerus is a god of destruction. They destroyed Planetoid. Shockwaves was going to mess up everything to where it's nothing but a vacuum. There will be nothing left in the universe. This stuff should be applied for Vegeta because Vegeta literally has the same form. Goku and Vegeta are rivals, blah, blah, blah. The universe was in jeopardy. Yeah, so they're way past solar system. They're technically way past galactic. They're way past multi-galactic because getting this divine ki astronomically increased his base state too and all that good stuff. And in the new movie, you can clearly see Goku and Vegeta punching each other. If they can match each other in base form and they have Super Saiyan multipliers that are very similar, it's obvious that their punching power and everything are going to be similar when it comes to Vegeta and Goku. So whatever Goku can do, Vegeta can do. Based on the evidence with Goku and considering he has the same form, God Goku and Beerus was punching so crazily that beings that was pretty much near the other world could feel the impact. That means this universe is heaven and hell, not just one universe-sized structure, but multiple universe-sized structures was feeling the shaking. So technically, Vegeta can threaten the macrocosm, multiple universe-sized structures, heaven, hell, all these different dimensions. With just raw punches or blast power, he can threaten and shake multiple universe-sized structures, can threaten multiple universe-sized structures in the point to where they're threatening to be an empty universal void, threatening all this BS. And to make matters worse, Vegeta not only gets divine energy, getting this astronomical power up that can threaten multiple universe-sized structures, but he gets another form that's like way above that form that can do all that destructive capacity like Goku, Super Saiyan Blue. And then he gets another state called the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. It's almost like Super Vegeta Reborn. It's basically the equivalent of Goku doing Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. And literally the Kaioken is literally what it sounds like, times 20, times 10, times 11, times whatever power he has already. So imagine Vegeta in a weaker form having the power to threaten all of this. Imagine all of that power at a bare bones minimum So he has universe-threatening destruction times 20 basically at the bare bones minimum because we don't even know the multiplier from Super Saiyan Red. So if this form can do all this universe destruction type of stuff, this is way above that, and then this is way above that, at least by a factor of 20. And then he has another stage which would be considered another power level above this. This is supposed to be his version of Ultra Instinct. They call it Ultra Ego, embracing the God of Destruction type of divine energies of power and stuff and having different perks other than just auto aim, but rather he gets stronger by taking damage. After training with Lord Beerus for so long, while Goku was training with the Angel Whis, his innate power within himself, this battle with Granola, pushed him to the edge for him to unlock this, even though he was already being taught destruction abilities by Beerus. We didn't see nothing super flashy from him when it comes to just blowing up solar systems or nothing in this state. But like I said, what the other ones can do, this can do better when it comes to raw power output. Instead of dodging, he just rather just take it from a character that specializes in piercing type of blast. He's considered a sniper character. Rather than that, he just ate all that, got energized up, hits him so hard to where he goes flying backwards in his Ultra Ego state. This form is all about ego, just tanking the attacks instead of dodging, because I got an ego like I'm a beast. Even drop kicking, piercing through it, Granola's shield. A guy that literally wished to be the strongest in the universe. We haven't seen this in animation yet. Vegeta can, of course, do ridiculous blasts, but in this state, he can kind of destroy anything it touches, like Beerus is Hakai kind of sort of destruction energy type stuff, as you can see. And this is kind of like a redundant statement. Of course, he can destroy the planet, especially in this divine, overpowered state when the other weaker forms could. No matter which continuity, manga, anime, they can always destroy planets, especially in this overpowered divine state if other weak behind forms could do it. Even characters during or before the Saiyan saga could destroy the moon. Even Granola's species before this arc years ago when they were still weaker than Frieza in the Frieza saga, they can destroy moon. So you already know destroying planets and stuff ain't nothing. Granola's race did this to make them transform into normal Saiyans rather than being great apes. And I feel like it's irrelevant to go over speed in a Dragon Ball video. Their fighting speed is ridiculously impressive. They've been way faster than light even since the early days, blah, blah, blah. And they're massively faster than that in the newer days. And he's not afraid to speed blitz. And when it comes to manga stuff that hasn't even appeared in the anime at the time of me filming this video, he's not only just gotten a lot stronger in base state, but he's strong enough to literally toss a building to the side when an entity threw a building at him. People saying, oh, they can't lift 40 tons, all that junk was just probably bad writing. They can literally lift up buildings. But it doesn't matter, he still can mess him up. I mean, heck, look at the big boulders he can lift above his head with a finger. They can lift thousands and thousands of tons in this overpowered divine state Ultra Ego. He caught a literal piece of a building, split it apart in his fight with Granola. He's actually learning different techniques to be more versatile, like learning the instant transmission. The thing about this state, since it's extremely overpowered, above Super Saiyan Blue, his version of Ultra Instinct, but he just eats the attacks instead of dodging it, it does have a limit on how much damage he can take to get stronger. This would have been a busted ability if he could just keep on taking damage forever. So him and Goku have pretty much the same weakness of them not being able to maintain these forms long, so they got to get the job done quick. But I'm pretty sure you knew Vegeta was this strong. How could you not? He's Vegeta, right? Respect him. But before I get going, I absolutely have to shout you out that have donated to the channel. Thank you a lot. Respect Vegeta. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.